Hey, good morning. We're talking about narrative-based interviewing, the framework specifically, how we wake up and make ourselves the most pressing need first thing. We don't do that often enough, and so when we really think about it, we probably never can't remember the last time we've done it. But anyway, we talked a little bit in a video previously about the grounding, entering that silence, being one with the stillness, returning to the I, mastering the void, allowing thoughts to come and go without obsessing over one or the other. Then we talked about the selection of the teacher, how that teacher comes to you in the void. It can come to you through a situation, a memory, a moment. It could be anything at all. Don't limit your teacher, but remember to bring your teacher back to one word. Why that's important is because the next stage of the framework is the TM, what my teacher is telling me about itself. This one usually when people start doing the framework first and foremost, they bypass this one. But that's the mistake, because this is where the neuroplasticity happens in the framework with MBI. What your teacher is telling you about itself is you take that one word and you give your own formal description and definition of that word. Whatever that may be, where you sit with that word, you process that word, you meditate on that word, you have hold that word, that your teacher, in that meditative state, and you get that definition. And what's important about that is because the rest of the framework, the stop studies, exit interview, the constant repetition of MBI is what's going to help you redefine and refine that definition. Why that's important is because the way we define a word is the narrative we wrapped around that word, meaning it's a story we tell ourselves about that word. And the way we define it is the way we use it. The way we define a word is the way we live a word. So when we start looking through the framework and the next stages of the framework and the stop studies, what we want to start doing is understanding how, as that definition transforms, so does our participation in the use of that word. So say our teacher's fear. We run through the framework, we get an intention that exchanges fear to joy. As you're working through that, joy is automatically allowing you to participate differently in fear, meaning that there's a new neural connection made. The last time you experienced fear, when did you connect that with joy? Both are two separate neurons operating within the brain, but there's no neural connection that previously existed. So today, if that was your teacher and intention, through the framework, you've created a new neural connection. Stop studies through the day, stopping and coming back to your intention, is going to allow to create the neural commands, the strong pathway, the synapses of that path, that connection, and command it to connect more. The more you command, your brain commands that connection to wire together, the more it fires together, and the more broader and expansive that pathway becomes. So yeah, the definition of your teacher is really vitally important to the process of MBI, to the neuroplasticity, to neuroscience, and actually getting back to refining that narrative you have framed and reinforced around that one word. Linguistics is important. Communication is the only thing we have to express ourselves verbally, physically, emotionally. All those different things comes down to how we define that one word. And MBI and framework and stop studies allow us to redefine and refine our participation in that teacher. So yeah, pick your teacher, get into this one now. Sit with it for a while. Don't bypass it. You can even use a dictionary at first. Use your phone, look up what is the Webster's definition of fear. Start there. See how your definition merges or connects with Webster's, or how it might differ. Maybe you've been operating in your own created, constructed narrative of a word that isn't beneficial for you. So yeah, really important. Ground, enter the silence, become one with the stillness, return to the I, master that void, allow your thoughts to come and go. Grab one thing, one situation, and one word, make that your teacher, then get into defining that word. So sit with that for a little bit. It's really important. So yeah, in the next couple of days or so, I'll go into the next stage, which is the journaling aspect of the framework. The framework is interviewing. The next RM, what my teacher's reminding me of, is where journaling comes in. We'll talk about that later. Hopefully this was helpful. Post any questions that you have, and I'll try to answer them to the best of my ability. All right, stay blessed, and I love you.